So the first time I went to the hospital in Korea, I was like, my eyes were wide open. And I said, this is a hospital? Hi, my name is Rachel. I come from the USA, and nice to meet you. I have to say that as a person here who has no family, I'm just here on my own. It is a little bit scary. If I get sick or suddenly fall down or something, an accident or something, being alone is scary. And it's a little more scary because of the lack of language skills to be able to talk about what's going on with me. So health-wise, that was really important to me to find English-speaking doctors or a translator or interpreter, but mostly when it's about my health, I really want to hear it in my own language. You need to understand about the test results and whatever is happening. I think it's really important to understand in the language that you're in, your natural language, in your native language. So far, thank goodness, I've been healthy. Sometimes I get a little stomach ache or don't feel so up to par, and I wonder who can I call? What would happen? Would I have to call emergency service, or what would happen? So I get a little bit scared about that. Actually, on a film shoot, there was a little bit of something that happened, and people came rushing to me to make sure I was okay, so that was helpful. I did have some problems with my arm. When I was in Busan, one of my students was a doctor and came to my aid and helped me and gave me a full checkup, and that was really helpful. When I came to Seoul, the problem was continued, and actually I found a holistic practitioner and went there, and that doctor was like a miracle worker. I don't know, she put something in my arm, and ever since then my arm has been great. So those things were really, really helpful to me. So talking about health, I want to talk a little bit about the time that I had a chance to visit the Korean hospital, and I heard about the annual checkup, and after almost 3 years of traveling, I thought it's time for me to find out what my health is. So today I'm going to talk about the kinds of things I've experienced when I went to a Korean hospital. So the first time I went to the hospital in Korea, I was like, my eyes were wide open. I couldn't believe what I was seeing, because first of all, the building was huge. I mean, it just went on forever, and very, very well kept, clean. There was a food court, a bank, there's a convenience store, there's even like a place to buy clothes, and shopping mall, like a shopping mall in there. And I was like, wow, this is there was a place to sit and relax where it's like a big room with trees in it and benches, like a park. And then there was coffee houses, cafes, and a museum, and also an art gallery. And I said, this is a hospital? And also there's like displays of the history of the hospital and the older machines and the things. I mean, it was just really fascinating. It was like a whole tour in itself of Korea. I was just so surprised to see all of that in a hospital. When you're in a hospital, it's very sterile environment. It's a little scary because you're not in good health, and you're frightened. You don't know what's going to happen, and you don't know what kind of diagnosis you're going to get. All of those things actually add to the comfort and help you relax about what you're there for. Forget about your troubles or whatever, and people can visit you and just enjoy. Go to a cafe and just go have lunch somewhere. I mean, it's all of those things really add to a comforting environment, and I was really impressed by that. I don't see that in other hospitals where I've been, not yet anyway, but that was most surprising to me about this particular Korean hospital. No, in America, it's very sterile environment. People are very concerned about cleanliness. The impression is professional. You have a waiting room which has some magazines you can read, some people there, but I haven't seen that yet, at least where I was living in America. I haven't seen that kind of environment. I've made a couple of visits now to the hospital, as well as some traditional Korean facilities. Now when I go back, I kind of look for, well, I'm going to go get my checkup, then I'm going to go have something to eat in the food court and just enjoy kind of the environment. Maybe I'll sit in the park area for a while. Actually, going to the hospital is kind of an adventure in itself, and it's not as scary because, I still know that I'm going to get some kind of, medical exam or medical diagnosis, but I know that also there's something else I can do there, so it's a little bit not as frightening and a little bit more entertaining and more relaxing. It's kind of like, I'm going to go and spend some time in the hospital, It's like going to the mall. maybe I'll go to the hospital today. So usually when I'm going, I have an appointment. I make an appointment in advance. And when I go there, I get there on time or a little early. I'm greeted right away by the people and by the reception and given my instructions right away and sent over to whatever department it is. And everything is working very efficiently. I don't have to wait very long. And I don't think I've waited more than maybe 5 or 10 minutes. It's true that in America, I have had to wait a long time. And I actually stopped getting there early because growing up when I did, you would usually get someplace to the doctor 15 minutes early and, sign in and whatever. But now I just okay, I'll get there on time. And because I know I'm going to have to wait maybe even 30 or 40 minutes. On the positive side, maybe they're spending more time with the patient, which is a good thing. So I hope that's what's going on, and that's the reason why I'm waiting. So I'm going to talk about what it was like to have the checkup and the different types of checkups, different kinds of medical and holistic treatment that I've gone to. So I actually, in the medical, I think that it's very efficient, very progressive, very advanced. What I find interesting though, but I find this in general in the medical profession, is that it's very compartmentalized. You go to the ear doctor for your ears, you go to the nose doctor for your nose. Whatever particular ailment you have, you're going to a specialist. And if you have something else going on, they'll send you to the next specialist. I think that's typical in most medical situations. In the holistic side of things, that's a whole different approach. They're looking at your whole body. So if you've got I might have a problem in my foot, and they'll say, let me see your arm or let me see your ear. And I'm like, why do you want to see my arm or ear? My problem's in my foot. So it's a whole different approach on all ends, as well as maybe looking at your emotional situation. You get a consultation in all the medical and the holistic. You get time to talk to the doctor, which is good. They listen to me. Even the medical ones. In the English also, English is available. Their knowledge of what they're doing, they're very professional, they're knowledgeable in their fields. And I've gotten good advice and very good help. All of the institutions, all the facilities that I've been in. I like to do a combination of both. I do a combination of medical and holistic, which I find it helps me all around. I also had been to eye surgery. I used to wear glasses, and because of the acting, I decided to do the eye surgery here in Korea, which was very good and found it also very efficient. Very advanced again. The people are friendly, knowledgeable. The doctors know what they're doing. The nurses, the help, everybody knows what they're doing, and they reach out in a very friendly way. I like that. So today I talked about my experiences in the world of medicine and health here in Korea, which I find very, very efficient and good and highly recommended. So thank you. If you like what you heard, like, subscribe, give a thumbs up, any comments, and thank you. Bye-bye.